Hi, welcome back to Wild Magic. Today we're going to be learning about letters to Brooketon with the creator himself, Zed.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Fuad, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
This is my second time at Wild Magic. I had a game launch the other day.
What is it? What's it about? Why the Brunei history aesthetic?
Okay, so Letters to Brooketon is a game that I created recently. It's a 3 to 6 player action card game, and it's based a little bit on Brunei history, but why I created it was pretty much Comet Games is a brand that I created because I wanted to make card games, board games, and pretty much try to put Brunei into some of the themes. I always think that Brunei history has some really fascinating things that has happened, and Brooketon being one of them.
Mining town, right?
Yeah, so Brooketon, not a lot of people know, was what there was a mining town in Brunei located in Muara in the early 1900s. So the whole town was renamed to Brooketon in honor of Charles Brooke, who was at that time the Raja of Sarawak. And the game is a team-based game. So you have everyone plays as miners, but there's another team which is sort of the opposition. But then slowly, like you discover, this guy is an imposter.
Oh, okay. So similar to a game that's popular right now, Among Us. Everybody's playing it, where you're on a spaceship. Everyone's a good guy, but there are two bad guys that are killing everybody.
Yeah, the story behind it would be miners are helping the Brooketon mines pretty much operate on a day-to-day.
Right.
Whereas the imposters, which is who are the moles, are the ones that are trying to literally stop the mines from profiting, and like they want to bring the whole mine down, basically.
Okay.
Miners can actually arrest the imposters or people who they suspect to be the mole. If a miner successfully arrests a mole and he turns out to be a mole, then that miner will get a point. Point-based game.
Right.
As I mentioned, like you win points, and once somebody wins a point, the whole round begins as cards get reshuffled and players get reshuffled as well. There's a deck of 104 cards, which all the cards get placed in here except for the player cards.
Right.
So as I mentioned, player cards get drawn at the very start. So once you get a player card, you then that's who you will be for this particular round.
Right.
It starts with a postcard, which is on the center of the table. And there's cards called letter cards, which has a number at the top left. So the role of the miners are to connect the numbers from 1 out of 6, 2 out of 6, until you reach 6 out of 6. This particular arrest card says letters have to reach 3 out of 6.
Okay.
So on the table, if it's only 1 out of 6 or it's the start of the game, you cannot play this card yet. Okay. But as soon as there's a 3 out of 6, as for in this case there is, then you can play the arrest card. And all you have to do is you have to make sure you're a minor as a start, and you accuse the person saying, I arrest you.
Can a mole do that
So
as well?
it has to be a minor. Moles have another way to win.
Okay.
Which is, to me, the hardest way, but the most rewarding in the end, which is called the revolt card.
Okay.
So similar to the arrest card, the revolt card has a condition that has to be met.
Okay.
In this case, it needs to have a certain number of male intercepted cards played on the table. And you have to make sure you are a mole. You just say, I want to revolt.
So let's go through the gameplay and what the game actually looks like on a table. So let's go for it.
Okay, so once you've drawn the player cards, so you can, as I mentioned, you're either a miner or, in this case,
a mole.
So in this case, I'm playing a miner and Fuad will be playing as a mole. During the start, after you draw the player cards, you draw 6 cards each. So everyone at the start, or the very start of the round, will have 6 cards.
Okay.
And you can have, there's no limit to the number of cards you have.
Okay.
If, at the end of your turn, that's when you draw a card. You have the postcard in the middle of the table, and you have to play the very first card, which is 1 out of 6. If you don't have any cards you want to play, you can just end your turn and you just draw a card.
All right.
So once you play a card on the table, whether it be intercept card or a letter card, your turn ends.
I'm just gonna draw a male intercept card, put it down right there.
Okay, so that's a valid move. So Fuad played a male intercepted card. So now no more cards can be played there until somebody removes that intercept. There's a way to remove it. Throughout the game, you get these green colored cards, and these are called the action cards.
Action cards.
These can be played during your turn as many times as you, or as many action cards as you have in your hand. So you have cards that are, for example, in this one, remove one intercept card. So just play the card, and you have to find one intercept card and remove it. And similarly, if there's a remove one letter card, you have to remove one letter card, but it has to be the highest card number on the table.
Pretend you don't know I'm a mole. I'm going to go 2 out of 6.
So
there you
play
go.
2 out of 6, as long as the arrows match, and it's in ascending order. So it's pretty earlier on in the game, but if we played up to, let's say, 3 out of 6, there's a card here called Arrest, or then you can play, if you want to play an arrest card, you have to make sure that you fill the condition, which is, in this case, letters have to reach 4 out of 6. So it hasn't reached 4 out of 6 yet, but assuming it does, assuming there's a 4 out of 6, oh, okay, perfect.
There you go,
okay.
4 out of 6.
So there's a 4 out of 6 in this case, and I wanted to play this card. So all I have to do is just find the person I suspect to be a mole. In which case,
right here,
like, we have a mole like under our noses. So, and I have to make sure I'm a minor, because if I wasn't a minor, if I was a mole and I tried to arrest somebody, that's actually an invalid move, and you actually will get penalized. You will be -1 point.
Okay.
But in this case, I am a minor, and he is a mole, so I win that 2 points. But on the flip side, if Fuad was a minor,
right,
which is where it gets interesting, if you wrongly accuse your opponent to be, you arrest him, and he turns out and says, "Hey, I'm a minor."
I'm actually a minor, not a mole.
The accused gets 1 point, and no one else gets a point.
Okay.
So that is sort of the dynamic.
Okay. I get that. Okay. So, but then when you play that card, you have to reveal what you are.
You have to reveal beforehand and say, "I'm a minor, and I want to arrest this player or this person."
All right.
Everyone gets 1 card at the very start of the game.
Okay.
So there's a number at the bottom right, and it's actually a tally of the number of cards in the whole deck. The highest number, the player with the highest number starts first, and it goes clockwise. And you just put that card back in, and then you start the game officially. So it's a minor can win by arresting somebody or reaching the 6 out of 6. And by the way, the minor who places the 6 out of 6 card, or the last letter card, he wins 2 points, and all the other minors will win 1 point.
All right, and that's it from us here at Wild Magic. Thank you, Zed for coming along. That was how to play Letters to Brooketon.
So again, games are available at Wild Magic, $25 each. Also available at Games and Latte in Kilap, also for $25.
Sure.
Connect with me on Instagram at Comet Games ENT, short for Enterprise. And yeah, have fun playing. Hope you guys have a blast. Hope you guys enjoy the game.
Right. Enjoy the game. It's great.
Yeah. So so the box, like you can see, this was the previous release. So if you notice, like the bleed is higher.
Right.
Whereas like I told the printing team, like